All right, peace. What's going on? It's your boy C Diversity back for another segment, another episode of the Talking to Myself podcast. My bad. That's banging. Looking around, I gotta stop banging the glasses. It's glass behind this chair. I thought somebody was knocking at the door. Shouldn't nobody be knocking at the fucking? Oh shit! Knocking at the studio door. I'm still getting used to this setup and shit, and figuring out how I'm gonna play shit. I keep banging this mic. I'm gonna have to change the way this shit is set up. But right now, I just want to go over what life is looking like for your boy. It is extra busy, extra busy. I mean, it always is, and I always say that, and hopefully, it's always busy. I like what the fuck. I do not want to be not busy. Never not working. Hold on, fucking hat was killing me. So had to make a decision there. Had to call an audible. Am I gonna wear the hat with these tight ass headphones on or not? Um, and these headphones aren't like adjustable. They mad tight, mad uncomfortable. Goddamn. Let let's get through this segment. Anyway, life is really busy for me right now. Just trying to maintain all of these brands and this business. I just came back from Tampa. I'm trying to set up a touring system for myself to where once or twice a month, like basically like every 2 weeks, I can go. Pardon me, that's disgusting. Burping on the podcast, on camera, on mic. Uh, I'm trying to set up a successful touring system for myself so that once or twice a month I can go out of state and do a show somewhere, and whether that's DJing or rapping or hosting. So I tested that out by going to Tampa. I rented a venue and booked some opening acts and had a theme for the night. The theme for the night was the 90s. I just wanted to play 90s music and ask trivia questions that were based around the 90s and maybe early 2000s. So, um, let's talk about this. Let's talk about Tampa. I was going to talk about everything I have going on, but now I just want to talk about Tampa and how that happened and that whole experience. So, I set this up to where I had 21 hours in Tampa, to where I'm flying in and I have the show at a certain time, and then I'm flying out the next morning because I'm trying to set this up in a way to where I leave California after dropping my kids off, let's say on a Monday morning, and I do my show on a Tuesday night, and then I'm back in California Wednesday evening to pick my kids up. So I had to test this out by setting it up that way. So I left um, Tuesday morning. I left Monday night. Whew, man, wait a minute. When did I go? Oh, no, here we go. I left Monday evening, 6 p.m. California time, to arrive very early Tuesday morning. The show was Tuesday night. I left the airport and went straight to an office space. The way my office shit is set up, I can book office space um, anywhere that I have access to office space like all over the world, but I can only book one office a day. So it's not like a virtual assistant situation. This is like I have to physically be there. And primarily, I'm either downtown or in West Hollywood. Um, but the idea is that I do these shows in places where I have office space so that I can be working from somewhere during the day. And if I'm just in and out, do I need a hotel or not? You know what I'm saying? Like for this instance, or for example, I didn't book a hotel I just went straight to the office. I opened up my laptop and got some coffee and just started marketing my ass off. I had already been marketing before, but prior to going to Tampa, I joined like some Tampa-based Facebook groups. I found some Tampa-based Instagram pages that a lot of the music artists were following. So that helped me in booking my opening acts, finding artists to interview for my podcast, so on and so forth. The Facebook was just helpful in promoting the people to get them out to the venue and filling out what's a good area, what's not. I was looking for places to eat, so on and so forth. So got to the office space around, let's say, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and I spent the entire day marketing my ass off. On YouTube, I'll put together a whole like Tampa video, and I did record video while I was there, and I broke down the process of how I was marketing. I broke it down in more detail than how I just broke it down, way more detail. So just there creating content, drinking coffee, and walking around the office. Tampa was extra humid. I'm glad I had nowhere to go, because the air was extra thick. I made sure to get down to the water and sit down and watch that. What the Facebook group was helpful with was finding someone who had that gas when I touch down. Obviously, you don't want to be trying to like sneak weed onto a plane and getting yourself in any kind of trouble in that sense. Um, Even though I'm in California where it's legal, so on and so forth. But when I touch down somewhere else, I need to know, where that gas is at. So I'm in the Facebook group. It just happened to come up, and I commented like, yeah, I'm looking forward as well, and you know, met somebody through Facebook that got me the gas. So they met me at my office extra early. The only struggle that I had after that was finding a Dutch. I had to walk hella blocks in that humid Tampa air to find a Dutch, but I was able to get right. They had the gas. I made a decision not to venture out and try any of the food spots because I wanted to spend my money on food at the venue, and a chef that I had reached out to didn't hit me back. It was weird. Like I reached out to him on social media after he was advertising and posting some plates that he was selling, and he liked my post about I'm trying to get some plates, but he didn't respond. I thought that was weird, so I just said, fuck it. I'm not gonna fuck with no chefs down here. Then I'll just spend my money at the venue. That's where I totally fucked up at. So how did I get to the venue? Oh, I rode the bus. I caught the bus to the most of the way to the venue, like halfway to the venue, and then caught an Uber from there, just because that was like the Google Map recommendation, and I just wanted to see some shit. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to ride around and see what it's looking like in Tampa. So I got on the bus, rode halfway to the venue, got off, called a Uber, and took that the rest of the way to the venue. It was still super early when I got there, like maybe 2 hours before the event. But I had to make contact with the venue owner that I'd been communicating with for the last month or so. And I wanted to see my dressing room. It was my first time getting a dressing room and like all like to myself. I didn't have like an entourage or a client that it belonged to. It was strictly for myself. So I just wanted somewhere that was mine just to hang out, and to create more content. So I get there kind of early, and I order food. I order chicken tenders and fries, and I saw the lady. I saw the lady put on gloves and drop the chicken in the fryer. I saw that with my own eyes. Hold on. Now, when I she I'm over there setting up my turntables, my laptop and whatnot, and she brings me my chicken and fries. Now at this point I'm starving because it's been all day. The only thing I had was a slice or two of pizza. Um, the chicken. It's not that it tasted funny. It just tasted a little off. Not like it didn't taste bad or spoiled. Nothing like that. It was just like after like smashing through the chicken, it was just kind of like there was I don't know there was something different there, and I just like oh Tampa, whatever Tampa, and so I go outside and the lady introduces me to the security guard who it's his first night. So we're getting familiar because at this point I've got like an hour to kill before I'm opening doors, and I ain't got shit going on. But my stomach is feeling some kind of way. And I'm talking to the security guard. He's like, "Yo, you good?" It's like I don't know, man. My stomach. He's like, "I know what's wrong with you. You ate that food." And I just ha ha ha. Just thought he was joking. Didn't think he really knew because it was his first night. And then I walked back inside the venue. I walked straight to the bathroom and I just start throwing the fuck up. Just giving it up, and I'm in there by myself. Thank God. By myself in that bathroom giving it up, and I just will not stop throwing up. Everything that was in my stomach came the fuck up and then some. So I couldn't figure it out. I thought it was like the blunt I smoked. I was like, see, that's what I get for taking that whole blunt to the face. But no, I drink after drinking some water. I go back and throw up again, and now my body is just trying to give up something that I just do not have, and now I'm sweating, and I'm like, oh, I'm sick, like something's like something's up with me. Um, and then every time I try to take a sip of water, I just end up right back in the bathroom throwing up, dry heaving. Like after throwing up that little sip of water, now my body's just dry heaving, trying to give up something that I do not have. Um, then I get it together, and I go back outside um, to where the security guard is, and I step to the side of the venue and I throw up again, and nobody's there, but I hear the footsteps from the security guard um, walking, so I dip behind the venue, and now I'm throwing up again. Oh my god! So I go back inside the venue and I go to the dress room and I just lay the fuck out on the couch, right? And I'm just like I've already got music playing. I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna get up after two songs because I just threw on a mix that I had. Um, and I'm like, two songs is like 6 minutes at the most because I'm not there to like cut the song short. It's the full song, so they got 6 minutes. I'm like, I'll get up in 6 minutes and I'll go back out and see how I feel from there. I go, I pull myself up off of the couch in the dressing room, and I take baby steps back to the stage. And I had a local artist who was opening up, and who was there already. I introduced myself and shit, and he ordered the same thing that I ordered. So I'm looking for him, because I'm like, oh, if he's sick, then I know it was the food. I can't find him, can't find him. I'm dying. I'm at the turntables fucking dying. And finally he pops up out the bathroom. And I'm like, yo. I'm like, you good? He's like, yeah, why? What's up? I was like, I think the chicken and fries got me fucked up. I saw you ordered the same thing. I was just trying to see how you was feeling. He's like, yeah, the chicken didn't taste right to me, so I didn't eat it. I'm like, oh my God, now I really don't have a gauge. But I was like, but that just let me know it really was the chicken. Oh, so because I rushed over to him to see if he was still feeling okay from the chicken. I was moving too fast, so I ended up right having to go right back to the bathroom and throw up again. And at this point, I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna die, but I'm gonna die alone in this bathroom stall, in a fucking small venue in Tampa by myself. What the fuck? Like, what the fuck kind of way to go out is this? That's such a fucking embarrassing way to go the fuck out of at your own '90s party. You died in the bathroom from fucking food poisoning. I was like, man, you gotta get it together. So I go back. I get up. I go back to my dressing room that I'm so proud of. And lay down again for two more songs. I'm like, all right, just two more songs, and I get up. And I'm feeling a little bit better at this point. I can keep water down, fucking water, and that's it. That's the only thing I can keep down is water. And I get through I get through two sets of artists that I have performing, and I'm DJing in between. I'm DJing from one song to the next, and they're doing like four songs each, and I'm up there fucking dying on stage. I and more artists are showing up, but I was just like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I packed my shit up and I told the sound man, I was like, yo, there's artists that need to perform. Is it can you run the sound? Like if they, give you the tracks, can you run it? He said, yeah, that was all I needed to hear. I called an Uber, I packed my shit up and I got the fuck out of there and went straight back to my office. Now my plan was to not leave the venue till about 2:30 because I had an early flight. But I just needed to kill time until I was going back to the airport. But the way I was feeling, I was out of there before midnight, and um, oh, that was another thing. I interviewed a artist in the green room. Like once I felt a little bit better, um, I did a podcast. I did an interview for this podcast with one of the local artists, Asaru, and I really hope I didn't pronounce his name wrong, but I believe that's how it's pronounced, Asaru. Really dope artist. He has a really dope connection to the rap game in the sense of knowing who he is and the message that he wants to get across. And we'll get into his interview in the next segment after this segment. But he has a really, like I'm saying, a really dope connection to his message, what he wants to get across, and coming from New York and being in Florida, that's a really dope mix of what he's trying to do. So I thought that was dope, and in me trying to, I thought I had messed up in recording the the interview, so I was trying to record more. I was like, okay, I might have to do such and such again, and I just asked him a question like, "Yo, is there anything that you wanted to add?" And he went into this dope uh piece about mental health that you'll hear in the next segment, and I thought it was so awesome that I got to travel to another area and ask someone that question or ask someone just a really basic question, and that was the thing that he got into. So moving forward, it's going to be interesting to see the type of answers that I get from going out and interviewing people. Doing this podcast, this talking to myself podcast. I've really just been up here talking to myself. So in trying to add on to it and build something more, sometimes I'll be talking to myself with another person, because it's not about talking to myself, like in the sense of no one being here. it's called talking to myself because if no one listens, that's all I'm doing is talking to myself. But um, I do want to start interviewing people. Well, not want to start. I did start interviewing people, and that what you're going to hear next is the first interview. So I get back to the office after catching after getting out of the Uber. My Uber driver was very talkative, and it was cool because it kept me distracted. For that, like, I don't know, it was a 10-minute ride or something like that. And I'm trying not to be shaking too hard and throw up in this Uber because I do not have the extra money to pay for that cleaning fee that they charge you for throwing up in an Uber. And yes, I have. I've thrown up in an Uber before and been charged that before. That's a different story for a different segment. um, but yeah, I didn't have the extra funds to be paying that type of money on a trip on my way home. So I had to keep it together. I get back to the office and I feel fine at that point, and I lay out on the couch. I set my alarm and I pass the fuck out for a couple hours. That's all I had was a couple hours before it was time to head back to the airport, which was the main reason I didn't book a hotel because it's like if I've only got like a 4 hour window, I don't want to waste it on a hotel just to say that I had one. And honestly, I think it's cooler that for myself that I didn't book one because I like to be in and out of a place. Um, I don't like to be there too long because I've got business to handle back home and I've got dad shit to handle back home. So I really just like to be somewhere for the reason that I'm there and be gone. I'm not lounging around the hotel and doing sightseeing shit for the most part. I'm in and out. And I really like that about what I do because I'm there. I get to travel for a reason and then I get to go home. So, and I love that. So, set my alarm. I think I had coffee before I left. I don't know. I get to the airport with just enough time, like not too early. Why do I keep bumping this? I really hope that's not like keep. Really hope it's not catching me hitting the mic cord repeatedly. Anyway, I got to the airport with just enough time. I catch my flight. I had a long layover in Cleveland, Ohio. Never been to Cleveland, Ohio before in my life. They have the way the airport is set up. You walk out the airport and you're right at the train station. So I had so much time to kill that I hopped on the train and went to downtown Cleveland and uh, found some food because airport food is fucking expensive, and I wasn't doing that shit, and I was starving. Cause now I'm feeling better, and I spent all night throwing up, so now I'm really starving, like not regular starving, I'm really starving. I went to a Wahlburger. It was my first time eating at a Wahlburgers, which is Donnie's restaurant. Not Donnie. Donnie Wahlberg and Mark Wahlberg and that family. That's their burger franchise. Excellent. Excellent. Excellente. Um, it was really good. I had a burger and fries. It was really good. The layout. I don't know if they're all laid out like the one was that I was at. It looked very much like a Dave and Buster's without all the games. Like there was stuff to do, but it wasn't like the Dave and Buster type of games. But it was like the big Dave and Buster's bar, and like it wasn't like it didn't give me the sports bar feel. It kind of gave me like a family bar feel. I don't know if that makes sense. But it was really dope. The burger was really good. They brought it out really fast. I think it was empty when I got there, but more people were coming in. That's how early I was there. So I walked around downtown Cleveland a little bit, not too long, because it was starting to drizzle. And I got my ass back to the airport and and then got back to LA around 4 o'clock. It went straight to downtown back to the office and started doing delivery, started doing Uber Eats. And because I had, I was had exhausted my funds on Ubers, honestly, in Tampa, um, and just needed to replenish that. So I went straight into doing deliveries, and that is my Tampa trip. So food poisoning aside, I I love the experience. I could have made more money if I just had the energy to finish out the night as more people and artists were rolling up. But I was so sick. I had to get out of there. But the experience was dope. I know that I could do that every like once or twice a month in a different state, and come back. So what I learned from that was to market more ahead of time in more areas. I could have joined more Facebook groups way more in advance to promote the event so people know, have time to take off work. But what I did find in is that a lot of the women that I was trying to invite out to the event in Tampa were they work graveyard. There's a lot of there's a lot of graveyard working people in general. But I spoke to mostly women because I know that if I get the women out, the guys will follow. Trial and error experience is the best teacher. The thing that's and then what I love about myself is well, not love about myself, but what I love. No, no, that's correct. What I love about myself in this role is that I can book my own shows. I'm not dependent on a promoter booking me and whatever requirements come with that because that is based off of you being hot or popular or viral. The way my things are set up is not based off of me necessarily. It's based off of the event and the idea of the event. So whether the event has a themed party or it's an artist showcase, whatever it is, it's not based around me. But once you get there, you're going to experience me, because I'm hosting, I'm performing, I'm DJing, I'm doing a lot of things. And I've gotten to do that in a lot of areas up and down Cali and up and down the East Coast. And most recently, besides Tampa, um, Texas, and Arizona. So I'm making the rounds, and I can't wait to hit the next city. Um, Another plus side was me, the security guard. We exchanged info, so now I have security for when I return, and he made sure to let me know that he's available for like being a driver, security, and a few other things. So, dope dude. And sorry, I was looking at the timer. Dope. Yeah, he was a dope guy. I I like traveling by myself, but it does. There's a couple spots where it does get lonely. So I do have to figure out either getting used to being by myself or figure out how to have someone come with me and what their role is gonna be. And there's that. So yeah, that's Tampa. I'm setting up a successful, not. I'm setting up a touring network for myself because that's like why the fuck not? You know what I'm saying? I'm an artist and that's where a bulk of our money comes from is these shows. And that's the way that I go about my shows when I'm not hot enough to just get be booked off of being viral or having a song. So there's that. Talking to my damn. So for you watching, the video right now, my audio just cut off. But it cut off at the very uh exact second that I need to. So that's what's up. But right now we'll get into the next segment of the Talking to Myself podcast, or am I just talking to myself? Peace.